Welcome back to another episode of Exposed Earnings. I'm your host, Jackie, and with me is the ever-brilliant Kyra. Today we're diving into the high-speed world of Uber and their first quarter earnings for 2024. Buckle up because it looks like Uber is shifting gears and speeding up.
Indeed, Jackie. Uber's Q1 earnings call was packed with insights. They've reported a 21% year-on-year increase in trips, which aligns with their gross bookings growth on a constant currency basis. Their audience expanded by 15%, and frequency grew by 6%, supported by a whopping 7.1 million drivers and couriers on their platform.
That's a lot of drivers. And let's not forget the record-adjusted EBITDA of $1.4 billion, which is an 82% growth year over year. They're not just cruising, they're literally racing ahead.
Absolutely, and their free cash flow isn't lagging either, with $4.2 billion over the trailing 12 months. Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi mentioned that demand for Uber remains strong, and they hit another best week ever for gross bookings just last week.
Speaking of demand, there was an interesting question about the impact of autonomous vehicles, or AVs, on Uber. Dara seems quite optimistic about the integration of AV technology, suggesting it could make rides safer and more accessible by lowering prices.
Yes, he emphasized that while AV technology will take time to develop, Uber plans to be a significant player in that transition. They see it as an opportunity to partner with AV providers, leveraging their global demand and systems to optimize the utilization of AVs.
And let's not forget the financials. CFO Prashant Mahendra-Rajah provided a breakdown of their growth algorithm focusing on audience, frequency, and pricing. Despite some headwinds from foreign exchange, particularly the Argentine peso, they're maintaining a stable outlook with bookings growth expected in the low 20s for Q2.
That's right. They're also seeing strong mobility volume growth in Latin America, despite competitive pressures. It's interesting how Uber adapts to these market dynamics, maintaining a strong position while navigating through regulatory and competitive challenges.
Definitely a juggling act. And speaking of adapting, Uber's strategy in the suburbs for their delivery service is quite fascinating. They're leveraging partnerships like with Instacart to boost their presence and cater to a suburban audience.
Indeed, partnerships like these not only expand their service reach, but also enhance their platform's attractiveness to both merchants and consumers. It's a strategic move to fuel growth beyond urban centers.
As we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that Uber is navigating through its growth journey with strategic maneuvers and robust performance metrics. From AVs to international expansions and suburban strategies, they are steering towards a future of sustained growth.
Thank you for tuning into Exposed Earnings. We hope you found our deep dive into Uber's earnings as enlightening as we did. Stay tuned for more episodes where we unravel the financial journeys of more companies.
And now we are taking a short break to hear about Zeed. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You know, if you're really vibing with the insights shared on this podcast, you should check out Zeed. It's an awesome app that puts a ton of investing content at your fingertips. Videos from elite asset managers, AI-driven market analysis, and AI portfolio guidance. It basically supercharges your ability to stay in the know on all things trading and investing. Zeed is totally free on iOS and Android, so definitely download it after this episode.
And we're back. Now, let's shift gears and talk about some of the strategic moves Uber is making. Kyra, they're really pushing the envelope with their advertising business, aren't they?
Absolutely, Jackie. Uber's advertising run rate hit $900 million in Q4 of 2023, and they're expanding their advertising beyond just restaurants. They're now engaging with top consumer packaged goods brands, which shows a significant diversification in their advertising strategy.
That's a smart move, diversifying revenue streams. And speaking of smart, Uber's approach to the suburban market is quite clever. They're not just expanding geographically, but also deepening their market penetration with strategic partnerships.
Right, and these partnerships, like the one with Instacart, are not just about expanding service offerings, but also about enhancing the user experience and increasing the frequency of customer engagement. It's all about creating a more integrated service ecosystem.
Now, let's talk about something that's a bit futuristic. Autonomous vehicles. Uber is not just riding the wave, they're actively shaping the future of AVs in the industry.
Indeed, Jackie. Dara mentioned that while the technology will take time to mature, Uber is positioning itself as a key player by partnering with AV technology providers. This not only prepares Uber for future shifts, but also enhances their current service offerings with advanced technology.
It's like they're building a bridge to the future, while ensuring the current platform is as robust and efficient as possible. Now, shifting focus a bit, let's talk about the challenges. Uber's not without its hurdles, especially with regulations, right?
That's correct. Regulatory challenges, especially in places like Seattle and New York, have impacted their operations. However, Uber has shown resilience by adapting their business model and engaging with local governments to find viable solutions.
Adaptability seems to be a key theme here. Whether it's adjusting to new regulations or shifting market dynamics, Uber's agility is quite evident. And speaking of market dynamics, the competitive landscape in Latin America is quite interesting.
Yes, despite competitive pressures, Uber has maintained strong growth in Latin America. They're not just defending their market position, but also seizing opportunities to expand and consolidate their presence.
As we cruise towards the end of our episode, it's clear that Uber's journey is one of strategic growth, technological innovation, and market adaptation. They're not just driving on the road, they're paving new ones.
Thank you for joining us on this ride through Uber's earnings. We hope you gained insights into how companies like Uber navigate complex landscapes and steer towards success.
Don't forget to tune in next time for more insights and analyses. Until then, keep your investments smart and your curiosity sharp. This Earnings Call podcast is generated completely using artificial intelligence and does not constitute financial advice. You should always do your own research before making an investment decision. And, as with all investing, your capital will be at risk. The analysis and commentary related to companies' financial performance does not represent official views or guidance from Zeed, the producer of this podcast, nor the companies covered. For more information, visit Zeed.ai.